I hate to break the fishing news after Remchuk, but I'd like to speak about the ice hockey.
Congratulations, you're one of the 13 listeners of the Real Life Podcast.
We just traded a migraine in for like an orgasm.
Might want to mark that down.
Yep. All of my projects are on schedule until they're not.
A member of the Nation Network of Podcasts.
About as funny as we're going to get today.
Welcome in to another episode of Nation Real Life, and this is going to be a fun episode of Nation Real Life as well. We got a special guest sitting in with us. I'm Tyler Yaromchuk. Chalmers is here. Bag Milk is not. Wanye is. Jay is. And guys, before we get going with the podcast today, we need to give some love to the fine folks over at Japa, our title sponsor. They're giving away pens. The pens that Bag Milk, although he's not here to hype them up, is always talking about. Hit up their social media. They're giving you some chances to win some pens. And you know what? Tomorrow, or maybe today, depending on when you're listening to the podcast, Japa is going to be down in Vegas for the 2020 Con Expo. They'll be hanging out at the XCMG booth. Stop by, say hi to the Japa crew. Check out on their social medias all day. They had a bunch of really funny videos before the trip, so check them out. And now we can get to our big guest, Frank Becker, one of the Oilers fans coming over from Germany, host of Oilers Talk and Oilers Podcast in Germany, joining us live in the Dungeon Basement. Frank.
Hey, Dungeon Basement. This is a multimedia recording studio that's got 15 kilometers of cable wound around.
We got a screen pointing at us with sound reverberation showing. Or
We
at least
turned a light on today?
We've got at least 25 electrical outlets taken. This is not a dungeon. This is an absolute splendor.
Frank, how's it going?
Very defensive about it.
Tyler's here to keep it on the rails.
Yeah.
I'm fine, thank you, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Be honest, out of 10, how nice is the podcast studio? You're not going to hurt our feelings.
It's excellent. It's awesome.
Functional.
It's functional. It's excellent. I'd be happy if I'd have that much technique stuff in my studio, which is my living room. So
The basement of a restaurant, though, is pretty gangster, I have to say.
Really?
Kind of think so. When I watch like Godfather or something like that, and they go to the basement of the they go through the kitchen to the base. You never know what's going on down the basement of a restaurant.
Most think it's the walk to a murder. But Craig,
we're going to murder some
podcast,
some content.
Yeah. Craig McTavish was on the show the other day, and I was sitting at home watching.
He's sitting right there,
and I'm like, "Oh my god, Mac T is at Little Brick. He knows how weird we live. I'm so embarrassed / impressed. This is ridiculous.
it's what comes out of the studio.
It's functional. The equipment's good.
Yeah, it is, definitely.
Yeah. We made it cheaped out on the decor, but we're working on it. This has also taken 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Chalmers was supposed to help me, and then he stopped helping me. And I would say, hey, when are we working on the podcast studio? And he'd be like, I have real shit to do. I'm never working on the podcast studio. I put it on Instagram, though, and be like, look, everybody, the podcast studio. People are like, it took long, like the arena was built quicker than the podcast studio.
Really?
That is accurate.
That is true.
But it's a legacy project, really.
Yeah, it's our gift back.
So Frank, when you walked in here, you started to tell us, because Frank's no slouch to podcasting.
Oh, he knows it better than we do.
And
He might know it better than we do. He has a podcast in Germany called Oilers Talk.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
And you break down not only the game, but the rules around the game. Talk to us about what you're doing with the podcast in Germany.
Well, the intention was, I was inspired by the Cult of Hockey podcast.
That blows my mind.
Yeah, that's crazy.
David Staples, Bruce McCarty, and Kurt Levens. And the reason why I set it up was I wanted to be make a bigger part of fans for the Oilers in Germany. And we do have a Facebook group called Edmonton Oilers Fans Germany, and we do have 1,400 members.
Amazing.
And those are, most of them are my listeners. And I started at the beginning of last season. We made a mock draft on the podcast. And then we talked about trade possibilities and who would fit into the team and what's possible. And we are talking a lot about cap space and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And when the season started, I started to put up a podcast for every game, doing small analysis, game analysis, who was the best player, what was a good play, and all that stuff.
So you would do one after every single game, and was that like the basis of the thing? Like it wasn't like, let's put one out twice a week, let's put one out every Monday. For instance, it was like, if there's an Oilers game, the next day, your German fans would know that there was going to be a podcast available for them.
Exactly. And if I'm away for business reasons, I would tell them there's no podcast after the next game.
Right.
I have 73 episodes now.
Wow.
Yeah, because I'm looking, and you did one after the Columbus game. Did you? You did it here?
Exactly. We did
You did one still?
You did one here.
We did it.
I saw you at the pint dancing. Where did you mix it in?
19 hours ago, he dropped it.
Yeah, exactly. We made it in the hotel lobby.
Oh, very cool.
We sat down,
Yeah.
all of us, and I made a sort of a live podcast, uncut, and I put it on the air uncut.
That's the nation way.
Awesome.
You just
Absolutely.
get it out there and
Wu-Tang
let.
style.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just rock it.
Worry about whatever later.
Yeah.
Are you going to do more while you're here than the other games?
Of course.
Well, you should
of
make
course.
use of this.
I brought my equipment, just a microphone and my MacBook,
Yeah.
and that's how we do it.
How many people are on? Are you the sole host and then you have guests?
No, I never have guests. What I do is Skype interviews at home. Oh. But in the hotel lobby, we were all sitting around.
With all the other German fans.
And I put them to the table and asked them about the game, and it was fun.
Yeah, see, it's interesting when you say that you don't just break down the game, that like the knowledge of everything around hockey in
Exactly.
Germany, it kind of, you're helping with it, like with that, how the draft works, how the cap works. I mean, like how everything works, eh? So like when you started doing this, have you found like ever since Leon basically became Leon, that it's just gotten way easier for you to get people to talk to you about the Oilers?
Definitely.
Yeah, like
definitely. I mean, Leon is rocking the show, and that's why we really have a passionate fan base. And you underestimate in Canada how passionate the fan base in Germany is for the Oilers. If you want to watch an Oilers game live, you have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And the guys do. They get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, they watch the game, and then they go working. And I mean, you need a lot of passion to do
These are my
this.
favorite kind of people.
And what?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, mind my ignorance, but like, what channel? Like, what would you get it on satellite? Like, are you streaming it on
Satellite? What year do you think
I
this
just,
is?
hey man, they have.
Rabbit ears?
You'd be shocked what you can still get by satellite. I don't want to give away some things, but
Okay.
there's because I just Anyways, so how like do they stream it online?
Most of them stream it via the NHL Game Pass.
Okay,
Yeah, we acquire the NHL Game Pass, and they stream it on the iPad or on the TV or on the game console.
yeah.
And sometimes Oilers games are on DAZN
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and Sport One,
Yep.
but that's very rare. I mean, it's 3 or 4 games a year, and that's how they can watch the games.
So maybe tell us how you individually ended up being an Oilers fan, and then we can talk about the
Yeah,
group
yeah.
after this. Yeah.
Okay, I'll make a long story short.
Make a long
make it
story
long.
long.
We've got all the
It's a
time.
podcast.
Yeah, your check has to be out of here in 45 minutes, so make it extremely long.
We're going to have to talk really fast and slow it down after so we can get the podcast an hour before your MTech has to leave.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, you stop me if I'm getting too detailed.
Go away.
I grew up in a little village in Germany near the French border called Baden-Baden, and we had a very big Canadian military air base. It is now a civilian airport, and I grew up with Canadians who lived in our village. We had living blocks, and I think there were about 800 Canadians living in my little village, and we had a German-Canadian youth club. And I grew up with those other Canadian young people, and the lady that run the German-Canadian youth club, she was born in Germany but married to a Canadian. I think he was a captain, and he coached one of the military Canadian hockey teams. They had a league, 7 military teams, and he took me to the games. I was
You could go and watch.
I
Cool.
could watch the games. I was sitting in the dressing room with the players,
Cool.
and I really got addicted to hockey and to Canadian hockey. And the Canadians were able to buy the Hockey News, the magazine,
Oh yeah.
and I grabbed every magazine I could get. And that's how I learned who Wayne Gretzky is
Interesting.
and who Mark Messier is.
So what years was this going down?
That was around 1980.
Okay, right around the time.
Right around the time with all cup runs and all that stuff. And that's how I got in Oilers.
They used to have great big spread, like big pictures in the Hockey News.
Exactly.
And did you just like take those out? Like how old were you at this point?
I was 15.
Oh, so yeah, so like that's
They're on your wall
That's
in your
perfect.
room.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's perfect age for taking
was
that stuff. Up. Oh, cool, man. Okay,
That's so cool.
And that's how I got into hockey. But then I lost, after Gretzky and all that, I lost a bit the fan.
That happened here too. Don't worry. That's okay. That happened to a lot of places.
With the cup run, 2005, 2006.
So where were you by 2006? What were you doing then?
Well, I just listening, watching.
Were you living in the same? You've lived in the same Baden-Baden your entire life.
So what was it about the Oilers at that point? I know that they were obviously great and about to start winning a lot of cups, but let's just say it wasn't the Oilers, and it was another team, that would have been good at the time,
Like the Islanders or something.
Yeah, had the Islanders been good? Would you have an Islanders podcast these days, or what was it
about the Oilers?
What was it something about the Oilers at that point, other than the fact that we had the greatest player in the world?
To be honest, it was because you had the greatest player,
and because we were winners.
I knew Mike Bossy, I knew Brian Trottier, but I was addicted to Wayne Gretzky. Everybody was talking about, but you couldn't watch any games. I've never seen an NHL games that these days. I was just reading about it.
So you were following the original 80s Cup runs, like the results in the hockey.
The results, exactly.
Wow.
But it just stands to what the impact of a player like that can have.
Yeah.
At that time, we could be having that exact same impact on some kid in,
We are.
That's what I'm saying.
Connor,
yeah.
It's just,
Connor.
and when teams...
And Leon.
Yeah, I feel bad for teams that have never had a transcendent player.
And to be honest, I think the Edmonton Oilers are just blessed because even if you don't ever win a Stanley Cup, you can watch Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl every night, and it's so much fun, to be honest. Even if you lose a game, I mean, we're all sad and pissed off, but you can watch them, and they're just great players.
We found a way at Oilers Nation to make our own fun. So we started doing this in November of 2008. And if you told me that in the next 13 years we'd be able to build what we build, I'd be like, nope, you're lying. If you told me they only made the playoff once in the first 14 years, I'd be like, what the fuck? How the hell did that happen, right? Well, in 06, you were able to watch a little bit more by that point?
A little bit, but only short stuff,
Right.
And you had to really look for it.
Yeah.
Really search it in the internet or somewhere. YouTube clips or something like that, but no games full time.
So it must be nice now to be able to watch.
Oh, it's excellent. I love it.
The team everything's worked out. The team came together. The technology came together.
Exactly.
The global community came together.
Exactly.
But see, I was going to say, you can't PVR it. You have to be up at 4 because still they have to stream it.
You can record on Game Center.
To be honest,
can you record on Game Center?
I think so.
You can go back and rewatch it.
You can. The Game Pass includes a real life. And I'm cheating, to be honest.
That's okay. You don't have
That's
to
not
get up
cheating.
before
I'm not getting up at 4. I'm getting up at 6.
That's just called living a normal life.
And I'm doing the relive, and I'm doing my notes, and then I go to work.
Yeah.
And in the evening, I record my podcast.
That's still
The real challenge in that situation is staying off social media to see how they're doing.
He's
before you
sleeping
start
from
watching
4
the
to
game.
6. He's
Oh,
good.
that's fair. That's fair.
That's no problem at all. I found out first. I didn't know that you can
Mute the words?
No, not the words. Usually, it showed the result on the computer.
Oh yeah, so when you go on to
And
Game Center,
you can change it. You can change. You can take it off. You
Okay.
and that's what I did. And social media, it's just everything is turned off in the night. My phone is on air mode.
that's so good.
That's one of the things we juggle here is in Edmonton as Oilers fans, anywhere really, but it's like, okay, I'm not going to watch the game. I'm going to PVR it. I'm going to come home. The third period's live. I have to catch up.
No spoiler.
No spoiler.
yeah,
and
it's
then some
stressful.
asshole will text you and go, can you believe that goal just went in?
That's
And you
That's why I have my phone on airplane mode.
That is so
Smart.
smart.
That is
very smart. And it's also stressful for me when I record a game and come home, just knowing that it's already over. Oh, it stresses me out.
And then when you know when there's going to be goals because it's already occurred, and then you're watching, you're like, how on earth is there going to be a goal in 18
exactly.
seconds? Boop, boop. Oh yeah, okay, I see it.
So you guys went to that game on Saturday night. Was that a lot of the? How many people are you here with?
26.
26 of you.
26.
And is it safe to say it's most of their first NHL game, or?
No, a lot of them.
A lot of them have come.
Yeah, NHL game, yes, but not Oilers game because the Oilers were in Germany 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And played the Cologne Sharks.
Yeah.
And a lot of
Fans saw them.
fans were there.
Did you get to go to that game?
Yeah, I
Did
was
it blow
there.
your brain? Was that amazing to see?
It was, and I met Nation Dan.
Oh yeah.
down there, and he interviewed me in the stands at the warm up, and I said, "It's just amazing how fast Connor McDavid is. He seems to pick up speed when he's floating.
Yes.
He's gliding.
When he's gliding, that's just
Crazy.
amazing. It's absolutely crazy."
For you being a lifelong Oilers fan, I mean, getting to just have the Oilers come to Germany like that, how great was just that whole experience of having them come to you?
We were all so excited, And I remember me standing in front of the hotel where the players stayed and waiting for the players. And some of them really took their time and gave us autographs and chatted. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, for example, was one.
No, of course
He's a saint.
The answer, ready? Was
The answer to the wrong question.
yeah, exactly. And I was a bit annoyed because some other players just passed us by and said, "Oh, I have to go to shower," and that was annoying because they come down once, and for us it's a experience of a lifetime, and they just pass you by. So that was a bit.
Younger players or older players? We don't have to name names unless you want to name names.
No, I don't want to know.
I've privately heard the name specifically about the one who put a priority to shower over fans.
Was it Leon?
No.
Leon stayed at his house.
Yeah.
He wasn't in the hotel. He was with his family.
That's gangster.
Is Connor showering?
No.
Chalmers.
Want to play this game where I just guess every player?
No. It was Tyree.
Okay.
I mean, no, it wasn't.
Connor and Oscar came around the corner. They were excellent.
Good.
There's two types of players.
I mean, he was bothered, You can tell he was bothered, but he took his time.
Connor's always bothered. He's bothered by
he
everything.
looks bothered.
If he's not playing hockey, he's bothered.
I'd be bothered too if I was Connor McDavid, because if you just let me do my thing, I'll get you 400 points. Why does everybody want me to do ads for banks, right? Every ad he's doing for Adidas, he looks annoyed, like, oh, God. Connor, you're making millions. Look happy.
I've heard a story about him doing that CCM commercial where he had to dress up. And the day he showed up to the rink, I guess he wasn't in a very good mood. And he was like pissed the whole time. And the commercial turned out like amazing. He's hilarious in it.
Yeah.
But apparently the whole time he's like, I don't want to wear this costume. Like, this is dumb. That's dumb.
Oh, don't be
he
a
wants
baby.
he wants to be scoring goals.
Well, advertise can make a fool out of you, can't?
Yeah.
It's just
For sure. I think it's like Connor is very dedicated to being Connor McDavid. And I don't think you can be as successful as he is without letting some things go.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
when it like, have you seen the documentary about his knee?
Yes, awesome.
When he's talking about flexing his quad muscle for 5 seconds and stopping and sitting there in complete isolation, flexing his quad to get ready, all Connor McDavid wants to do is score goals and win cups as an
Get
Edmonton
back on the
Oiler.
ice.
Yeah, that's all he cares about.
That's all I care about. That's all I want for me. It's all Connor wants for him. We're on the exact same page.
It's
on
fine
this.
with us, isn't it?
I think get him out of these ads. Get him out of the. If he doesn't want to do it, we got other shit to do.
If it means him getting 20 more points, absolutely.
Yeah.
I know that I get it. Like when you're the best player in the league, there's a machine around you and all this stuff.
It's better than if he fell in love with being a celebrity.
Yes.
Right?
Course,
if it went the other way,
Yeah.
and he's like, I'm not going to be mean, but I'll be a little bit mean and talk about like PK Subban, for example.
Exactly.
Right?
That's the best example. For
He's a gym rat, PK Subban, right? He's he's also a very nice guy. I like what PK does at the children's hospitals and stuff.
Yeah.
But being an NHL player is part of PK Subban's well-rounded breakfast. It's one dish, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Connor McDavid is like, I have one item to eat, and that is fucking cup wins.
That is
bitches.
Cheerios out of the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
I think it's something to do with losing focus.
Yep.
If you're a celebrity, you're losing focus on your game.
You want Connor to be a little bit of a nerd, like Sidney Crosby, right? Sidney Crosby has been worried about being Sidney Crosby and nothing else.
Exactly. That's
Right? Connor McDavid isn't going to drop a rap album. He's not going to appear in
Hopefully
Dancing
not.
with the Stars. You know what I mean? Like,
That's his afterlife. That's the second chapter.
yeah, like even if you look at like by NHL standards, and NHL standards are pretty boring usually. Most players in the NHL aren't their personalities don't come through. They have them, but we're not, even by NHL standards, Connor's a little bit dry. I think it'll probably get better over his career.
Yeah, so is Leon.
Leon's the driest
That's
man
like-
on earth.
No, fuck that. He goes and says fucking phenomenal to this. His personality is starting to show. He's starting to come through. So I guess this is a good segue into Leon. Like, it's amazing. We've got literally a group of 26 Oilers fans, but we also have a group simultaneously of 26 Leon Draisaitl fans. And I just tell us what he means to Germany, because
Let me frame it.
Has
Hold
a
on.
German player ever led the league in scoring?
Never.
no.
When was the last German?
Yuri Krupp,
Who was born on a German? There's somebody who was really Danny Heatley.
Danny Healy,
was born in Germany.
he was born in a
Okay.
military base
Remember,
in
he's born in a
Germany.
military
He's probably born on the south.
That was the last German to lead the league in scoring.
Yeah.
Just in case you don't think I know shit, your Chuck, Danny Heatley was born in a military
Danny
base.
Healy also has the record for most goals scored by a rookie in the Alberta Junior Hockey League, which is just something random I know, but continue on.
There you go. You think you know
Always
something?
trying to find a way to
You
get
go to
that
a
AHL
professional.
job.
Danny, if we're doing Danny
He's the
Heatley's
brain,
stats,
isn't he?
he also once. Okay, so so let's go back to Leon. So Leon leading the league in
What
scoring.
was it like? What was it like? What did you hear about Leon when he was in minor hockey? Did you guys hear that you had somebody in your ranks
We knew.
that was going to launch German hockey forward 25 years?
Hockey addicted people knew there was a son of Peter Draisaitl.
Who is, so I know that he's Leon's dad, but who is he to you, Peter Draisaitl?
Peter Draisaitl is a hero to me. And you want to know why?
Yeah.
Yes.
Olympics 1996.
Go on.
Shootout against Canada.
What?
Yeah. Shootout against Canada.
Draisaitl scores.
Is this
No.
No.
You don't know the story?
No, we don't. You got to tell it.
Germany played the Canadians in the final round. I think it was...
in the regular round?
Yeah,
The round robin.
No, it was a quarterfinal.
Oh, really?
And Germans made it to the shootout. And Peter Draisaitl was running to the deciding shot. And I think it was... I can't remember the goalie, the Canadian goalie, but Peter Draisaitl shot and the puck went through the goalie and stopped right on the goal line. It was heartbreaking. I was crying in front of the TV.
It didn't go in.
It just stopped on the goal line. And Germany lost the game
You
there.
got to pull up the video for that.
So what did he do?
It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
What did Peter Draisaitl do when he missed it? Did he do like Leon and make the grumpiest face of all time?
Well, Peter Draisaitl can make a very grumpy.
It's in the DNA.
To be honest, I was a bit disappointed because Leon is so tight-nipped around here because he didn't wave at us, something like that.
He gave you a
At the
stick
morning
wave after he scored.
Yeah, you told me he gave us a stick.
He's-
I didn't realize that, but he's not coming to the boards and give us a smile or something like that. But in Cologne, in Germany, he's completely different. In the summertime, he's just walking through the town and he's just a different person.
He's not on.
Well, and
Here
he's the head
on.
coach of the Cologne Sharks.
He wasn't he fired?
Uwe Krupp.
Until January of 2019. Sorry, that was.
Yeah, that was Peter Draisaitl. He was the coach when the Oilers were in Germany.
Yeah, well, it's all coming together.
Your M-Check, can you queue up and make sure that when we put the article up for this show, we see Peter Draisaitl do his... Is that Eric
Okay,
Lindros?
that's it. Oh, that's Sean Burke.
Sean
that's
Burke's
it.
the goalie.
Sean Burke, exactly.
Okay, if you're at home watching
That's
this,
Peter
Okay.
Draisaitl.
All right, sorry, we're watching.
it's
this.
going
Sorry,
five
Ron knows
hole.
why
It's
we're
going
silent.
five hole.
It's-
Where's the puck?
I'll share the clip on our
Where's
social.
the puck? Where's the puck? Where's the puck?
It's squeaking through somewhere.
And right now, Frank
There
is
it is.
just
Oh,
Frank.
he just put it out.
Doesn't go in.
Wow.
Frank is yelling in his TV right now when he's a kid.
Albertville, France.
That's hurting me. Look. See the puck rolling to the line?
And what happens? Does it just stop?
It just falls.
Holy shit.
Go
Never
Canada.
in my life.
Thanks, Tyler.
Oh, wow. Did that just open up?
Okay.
Oh my God.
That's
Vented
Leon's
emotion.
dad?
Can you? Yeah, that was Peter. That was Leon's dad.
Holy shit. I didn't even know his dad.
Dude, I had no
assumed
idea.
his dad-
This is
His
very-
dad was an amazing hockey player, really.
So tell me more about Peter Draisaitl.
Those
Where
were
did he-
amazing jerseys.
What did he play in the German Elite League?
Pardon?
What did he play in the German league?
Yeah,
where-
he played in the. He was. He played in the.
And
German
was he a
league.
power forward like Leon?
I wouldn't call it. He was a technical a dangler.
Like
you know?
who would you compare him to in the NHL?
It's hard to say.
It's hard to say for his Wikipedia page too. It doesn't have much
Is
about
he
him.
like Johnny Hockey, Johnny Gaudreau?
No, not that. Not that.
But like
Check
maybe
him.
toned
a
down.
bit more physical.
A bit more physical.
More physical.
Like a Kachuk? Was he like a Kachuk boy?
No, he wasn't annoying. Like
Because in that video, he didn't look that big, like in terms
No,
of tall.
he's not
He's
that
6 feet 190.
Never
okay.
in my life have I seen a goal go a 5-hole where the puck hit.
Wow.
rolling to the line and
Yeah.
then falling down.
All right.
stopping.
Oh, that's the hockey gods right there.
Let me. I think I got
And
this.
just hold on. At that point, it's okay.
Just hold on.
Okay, go.
I figured out what happened. So when the Oilers when teams miss Oilers nets, like they're playing and they miss an open net, it's Connor on the bench controlling the puck with his mind.
Probably.
If Leon's dad scores that goal, maybe he doesn't meet Mrs. Draisaitl. Maybe Leon's never born. Maybe Connor had to
That's
go back.
1998. Leon's already
No,
born.
that was 92.
1996.
No, I think it's
92.
92. It was 92.
Okay,
That's
92.
way before Leon's born.
That was.
Yeah.
That was
You know it's
before
2020,
Leon's.
right?
Leon would be a 96 birthday.
Don't go down that
95.
road.
So what if Connor
95.
reached through space and time and prevented that goal from going in because he
Don't
knew?
go down that road.
Would you trade? Okay, here's a question: would you trade that goal going in for Leon Draisaitl now?
Never.
That must have been the biggest thing to happen in German
Interesting,
hockey.
eh? Think about that. How that's
Never.
like the worst thing ever, but led to.
Yeah, but never.
So
Talk about would we trade Connor for a Stanley Cup? And the answer is no.
No.
I want a Stanley Cup more than
because
anything,
You
but
know
I-
what you lose? You lose the pleasure to watch him every night.
Yeah.
And it's not the same if he's playing on another team.
We sat through a lot of real shitty hockey here, right? And we had Oilers Nation, and I had to convince myself Eric Cole was going to score 100 points. I knew he wouldn't, right? With Eberle and Hall and the Nuge, like we were so close to having a really amazing core, and then to watch it all go to shit was so frustrating. And it was such a mind melt to think all the bad trades, all the games that added up to no points in the standings, it was all leading towards Connor. And the whole time we're yelling like, why wouldn't they? Remember the one year if they'd won one more game, they would have something, and then something. It was all leading towards Connor. So a lot of bad shit happening sometimes leads to
there is a hockey god.
Somewhere is, I believe.
Yeah,
so where were you when you found out we got Connor McDavid in the lotto?
Where I was?
Where were you doing when you heard?
I was at home, sitting on my couch, watching TV.
You found out live?
Yeah, on social media.
And what do you remember?
I was thrilled to death.
I was at a restaurant in town and nobody was watching in the restaurant, and I saw it and I saw the card come up and I thought, oh, we draft fourth or whatever. But then my brain's like, why is the background of that card gold? And I could feel my brain chemically changing, and I shrieked like a schoolgirl, and the waitress dropped a tray of drinks because this guy out of nowhere just squeaked like a horn or something. Best day.
I didn't know that much about Connor McDavid, but everybody was talking about him, Connor McCheeses, and how was he named, and he must be a good hockey player. So I knew Edmonton won this lottery, and I was amazed but I didn't think he was that good.
It's the greatest day of my life.
I didn't know that much about him either. Don't worry. I don't watch junior hockey.
Chalmers.
Sorry, I just don't. Man,
I don't watch junior hockey. You just pay attention to sports.
No, I knew that he was like going to go number one and that he was like the next coming of Christ, but I hadn't seen him. Like even in the World Juniors, I didn't focus on him. I just wasn't paying attention.
I'm still shocked you thought Leon Draisaitl was alive in 1992 for the Albertville Olympics.
The question I want to ask is, like, we were talking about, like people who knew hockey in Germany knew that this was Peter Draisaitl's son, and he was, highly touted from a young age. How excited were you when you saw him put on an Oilers jersey? Like that must have been almost infinitely cooler than McDavid.
Worlds colliding.
Yeah. That was much more exciting than getting Connor McDavid for me personally. Yeah, and I really started buzzing when he went to the Oilers, and they had that really awful season with Dallas Eakins on the bench, and he was playing 40 games, and then he was sent to the Kelowna Rockets, and that's when
the shit out of the WHL.
That's when I listened to Kelowna radio every single night when they had a game. Really, I was lying in my bed with my earphones on my ear and listening to the games, and they had a good broadcaster, good play-by-play commentator down there. I don't know his name. And I listened to every game, and I knew that Leon was picking up his self-confidence and picking up his game. And he said every night, man, this player, Leon Draisaitl, he's a horse out there. And that's what he's representing today in the NHL. He's a horse. He's working. He doesn't look very smooth on the ice. He's more a working animal. He's more stomping than gliding. But I love him. I love his physical presence. The way he protects the puck is just amazing.
When he sticks his butt out in the corner and someone's trying to get the puck, there is a 0% chance you're going to get the puck unless Leon decides you should have it.
Your commitment to the team is remarkable. I can't get over it. Like, I don't even know how to go about trying to find a Kelowna Rockets broadcast. If I was outside,
if you want, you can.
But once you found it, once you find it, you're probably just like, I can't believe I found it. This is going to be amazing.
It's interesting to hear the stories of being an international Oilers fan throughout the years.
Yeah,
right? Where it went from like I had to celebrate my cup win because I saw it in the hockey news to if you knew then that in the future you'd be listening to what Leon Draisaitl is live on Kelowna radio through the magic of glass, you'd be like, wow, the future is bright.
It is.
Hey, it is.
Yeah, I think just the Draisaitl connection. How big? Because like here, obviously, it goes without saying we love him. How big of a star is Leon in Germany?
He's growing into a real big star because all the media are now jumping on the bandwagon and realizing he's doing great stuff around here. But it's annoying because they don't know too much about hockey. They know the German Hockey League, but that's a completely different animal than the NHL. And then they it could happen once. They write Leon Draisaitl scored 5 points, 4 goals, 1 assist, and the other night he doesn't have a point, and they say, "Oh, he's in a crisis."
We do that too. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. It's just
they'll be like,
"Oh, Twitter is like that."
Yeah, Leon looks lazy. He has a 15-point scoring lead in the NHL.
And we were really pissed off when there was the discussion about his contract. I mean, I agreed. It was a high value contract.
What a deal now.
At the time,
and
maybe.
it was a lot of money.
Wait till you see the next contract he signs with the Oilers. It's going to be a lot.
Hopefully he'll sign with the Oilers.
We'll throw everything at him we need to. We'll give him half the arena.
But I knew he's going to be worth it because this player was development every year. He got stronger every year, and his line's always going up. And that's why I knew he would be worth it. And the missing trust in Canada to him, what was something that was really annoying for us Germans, you know. I mean, it's okay that you like your Canadian stars.
I don't know.
You have a hell of a player in Leon on the team.
I don't know that it was necessarily that. One of the interesting things about being an Oilers fan is, like, I remember when the goalie Khabibulin showed up. Right? Nikolai Khabibulin showed up. We're like, whoa, this is crazy. Like a Russian guy. Wow, cool. And then Yakupov showed up. We're like, oh, he'll be friends with Khabibulin. We make up stories in our heads, right? I don't think that the mistrust for Leon was that he was German. I think the mistrust came because we'd been promised so much from Hall, promised so much from Yakupov. Yakupov broke a lot of hearts, right?
Yeah, of course.
Because he came in here, and like Oilers fans, bless us each and every one, we get behind our guys, right? Like if Nail Yakupov is the guy, Nail Yakupov is the guy. It was a bad draft or whatever, but when Leon showed up, I remember when we drafted him, I was at the Pint, which you know, right?
We're having a draft party.
We were having a draft party.
As is tradition.
And I was just, I was sick and tired of drafts by that point, right? A lot of people were,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
And so, like, oh, here's the new guy we all got to get behind. Oh, good. Let's just have, he's Nail Yakupov too, right? And subsequently Puljujärvi too, right?
Yeah.
Everybody got behind Puljujärvi. So I think the mistrust maybe had a lot to do with just we're like jilted,
yeah, we were like, prove it. You know, like you know what? I don't want to. I'll see you. I'll believe it when I see it.
But never in my mind did I think Leon Draisaitl is Leon Draisaitl of 2020. What the fuck?
Yeah, he's really amazing.
So let's
like
talk.
you knew he was on that progression. That's the thing, because like you've known his story from a young age, so you knew he had that development in him.
And you know, that's what I said before. If you guys would know what it means to play hockey in Germany, you wouldn't believe that Leon is a player he is today, because it's so hard to be a hockey player in Germany. We only have indoor rinks, and every city has one or two. Big city has 2 indoor rinks, and a smaller city has 1 indoor rink, but not all of the cities, because they are expensive to set up. And when I played beer league, I was a shitty beer league player.
What position did you play?
Defense, because I wasn't good enough for anything else. But we had to practice at 11 o'clock in the night up to 12:30, and you only have 24 hours for a rink, and you have to press all those teams into the training schedule. And there is no pond hockey in Germany because we don't have the temperatures, and there's no rink in the backyard or something like that. So it's amazing that we do have those hockey players coming up now, like Tim Stützle, Peterka, and all those guys.
Moritz Seider out in Detroit.
Moritz Seider, he's a heck of a player.
Yeah.
He's a beast.
It's starting to change a little bit now. Do you think that in 10 years we could be talking about Germany being on the same level internationally that Finland is now that they're winning all these goals? Like, can you see a day where that comes?
I doubt it. I would wish, but I doubt it, because it's just so difficult. To
you just need like 100 arenas to appear across the country,
and to build up arenas isn't affordable at the moment for German.
I thought the Olympics would have been a catalyst to help fund and create demand for more rinks.
Yeah, but the Germans didn't want the Olympics, you know.
Well, but that's a hell of a story.
But don't you guys have like awesome speed skaters and stuff like that? Like, don't you have
bobsledders? They're sliding sports extraordinaires.
Yeah,
the
but
Germans.
the speed skating arenas are different arenas.
But why? Why is
I don't know. I have no
and there's
idea.
only like 8 people at speed skates, so you only
there's
need
still
one
big
arena.
ice. They're indoors, right?
Yeah.
How many speed skating tracks do you have in
I have
Germany?
no idea.
Guarantee you,
I'm
not
into
many.
speed skating.
You know what's going to change all of this
Ovals,
is when Leon
they call
wins a
them.
cup. Leon winning a cup, when all of a sudden mass demand says we love hockey, is that going to impact more rinks? If everybody all of a sudden, Leon Draisaitl Day, shaking the hand of the premier.
And he would bring the Stanley Cup to Germany.
Yeah.
You know, it would help young kids want to play hockey, but they wouldn't be able to because it's expensive and they won't have the rink. You know, if I want to play hockey and there is no rink in the let's say to the next 50 kilometers, there's no hockey rink, that kid won't play hockey because parents won't drive him 50 kilometers to the rink to get practice time.
So I met this guy one time down in Mexico, and he owned an arena soccer team, right? So indoor soccer. And I'm like, man, that's crazy. Why'd you buy an indoor soccer team in Mexico? And he's like, it's because I want the rights to people in this state. So in soccer, there's like a business to be made and the different infrastructure required. But like if you have a team in Brazil, you lay claim to everybody in your territory for your team. And if you have a new Leon Draisaitl, Leon Draisaitl would have been sold to the Oilers. Yeah. You would have somewhere along the line in German hockey made a $20 million transfer fee.
He would get it because of like Bayern Munich's they bought Alphonso Davies.
And that's
Edmonton guy.
I wanted to talk to you about that a little bit. I don't know how big of a footy guy you are, but how cool is it that
just a second. I had a whole thing going here. Yeah, hold on. I just want to make sure we get this out. That's maybe why there's like a disincentive to create hockey players is there's no money in it for anybody. Whereas soccer, there is. You can sell a 12-year-old, which sounds terrible, but you can.
Yeah, and I have a nice story about that because when the World Championship, IIHF World Championship 2017 was in Cologne, and I was a volunteer for the transportation service, and I met Peter Draisaitl, and I talked to him and said, "Man, Leon, such a great player, he's developing," and he said, "That doesn't count now. The game against Sweden, that's the game."
He
that
didn't
counts.
care. He is Leon's dad.
He didn't care
just
about
no fun.
Of course, he cares about the Oilers, but he said, "That's gone. We're out of the playoffs now. Leon's here, and he's playing for a German national team, and it's important that we win this game to make hockey a greater sport in Germany." That was on his mind.
Wow.
How old is Leon Draisaitl? He's 23?
24.
23, 24.
He was born in 1997?
Nice.
He would have been 95.
This is what I would say to Peter Draisaitl if I saw him. I'd say, Peter Draisaitl, I'm sorry you didn't slip one past the goalie in 1992 in Albertville, but I'm happy you slipped one past the goalie in 1995, resulting in Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah,
that's what I would say.
100%. And for that and for that particular World Championship, Leon they lost Game 7 in 30 hours. He was playing for the German national team in the World Championship because he cared.
Yeah, he cares, and he knows that his presence in the team helps the team and helps making hockey a greater sport in Germany.
Who did Gene Principe interview the other day? The German coach? Was it the coach of the national team that came on the air?
We wouldn't know. We were at the game.
No, this is like 2 weeks ago. 2-3 weeks ago, intermission, Gene Principe interviewed two guys from German hockey.
That was Tony Söderholm, the coach of the national team.
And the GM, right?
And the GM, exactly.
And Gene was saying to him, like, does Leon support German hockey? And they were really happy. You could tell, as happy as German people get on TV. But they're like, yeah, that's good news. He's very supportive of German hockey. Is that what you like? Yeah. To be on a plane, like you said, 30 hours later, be playing for your home team, you don't have to do that.
No.
You want to.
Especially after playoffs. He's banged up for sure. Because that's...
And he was disappointed because they lost against the Ducks.
Yeah. So he was mad. That's where really Leon showed up on my radar. Because I didn't like the year where we pushed him to play 40 games. Now, I respected that he went to Kelowna and won the Memorial Cup MVP on the losing team.
Yeah, no shit.
Which is
outrageous.
An amazing feat. But it was the playoff run we had there where, just like you said, he is a beast. Like, that guy activated and just turned into just this hulking man.
He picks up his game when it's getting really serious.
Yeah.
And there's a saying, when the going gets tough, the tough get going.
They do. Do you think if Leon wins the scoring title this year and comes home to Germany in the offseason, his dad will be nice to him?
He might smile.
Or is he like, I don't care, you didn't win the Stanley Cup?
No. He would care.
Would he be happy, or would he be like, why aren't you doing push-ups?
He would be happy, but probably have a grumpy face.
They both just have grumpy faces.
They said to Leon in one interview, like, why do you have such a grumpy face? And he kind of made a weird, another face. It was like, this is how I look. You could tell it got in his head a little bit.
I've seen a lot of Connor McDavid grumpy faces these days. Do you think he's rattled he's not leading the league?
No.
I have a lot of people outside of this room. There's something wrong with him, but there's a lot of people outside of this room that say the body language says that Connor is not.
Connor doesn't care.
That all he wants is to be first.
Connor wants to win.
He does want to be the best.
He does want to be the best because he's a sportsman through and through.
But Stanley Cups is number one.
But the success of the team is on top for Connor.
And Leon Connor, they're boys. They're friends. It's not like they're enemies.
I never said they weren't.
I like
friends.
to pretend that they're friends and they text.
When Jay beats me,
I have a lot of people outside this room that say they're fighting.
When JR beats me, not like people's opinions, not anybody that knows anything, but when me and JR have a competition, he beats me, we're friends, I'm pissed off. So the fuck is wrong with me?
But we're having a competition against each other. We're not on the same team.
They are having a competition against each other for the top scorer in the NHL.
Yeah, Connor's happier that Leon is leading the league in scoring than the alternative.
Yeah.
I guarantee you.
Of what? Him being 12th
in scoring. And
no.
And you know what? I think
the
Connor's
alternative would be Connor 1, Draisaitl 2.
I think Connor's the type of guy that I think he likes that challenge. Like, yeah, sure. Like, he's missed the games, right? And that's where, like, Leon's really taken off.
Yeah, it's not like he's not passing it to him and then letting him...
No. It's also going to be a relief to have the pressure not just on your own shoulders. There's somebody else here.
But I bet you he likes the challenge. Like, we all know right now, and it's been reported now by the Oilers release, that Connor's been sick for the last little bit. And so that's why he looked a little flat, and I think the whole team looked flat on Saturday, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But I actually think he probably likes to have somebody to chase. I bet you that invigorates him. Like, it's not going to be he's not going to pass to him on the power play.
Yes. I believe that he also is more motivated by this, but there is a part of him that goes, every time he gets a 5-point night and sees a Draisaitl got 6, he's probably like, this is fucking bullshit.
No, because they won.
Yeah, I get it, but deep down inside, he's sitting at home with his burn doodle, and he's like, fuck burn doodle, what do I got to do?
Meanwhile, Leon's over there with him.
Yeah, Chalmers, you have a lot of good takes. This is not a good take.
That Connor's not happy? Oh, boy.
I agree with Tyler.
There's a lot.
There's a part of the...
I don't think he's happy. I wouldn't be.
When
he's
Chris
never
Pronger,
happy. That's his secret power.
Maybe I'm not wording this correctly. He would rather... He's not...
Does he want to win the point race? Yes. Is he upset that Leon's ahead of him? No.
If it was Patrice Bergeron ahead of him, yeah, he'd be fucking ticked off.
Yeah.
Here's what you're witnessing. You're witnessing the after effects still from Chris Pronger leaving town. When Chris Pronger left town after the 2006 Stanley Cup Finals, we went from having the best day of our life in Game 6 to 10 days later, it was all gone. There's a portion of society who will never love again as a result because he's still hurt from it going to shit. And Todd Harvey
didn't even go to shit on the ice either. Like, it had to be something so fucking stupid.
It's hard to love again.
Yeah, I don't like it.
And so it's hard to give your heart to Connor.
I do give my heart to Connor. Connor has every ounce of my heart. So does Leon.
Don't worry that he's mad. He's happy here.
I just want him to be happy.
Wanted to leave town. Connor doesn't want to leave town.
This is the most happy. This is the most happy I've been in a long time.
You should be.
When I'm watching a 1-0 game, even though I have the over and I am fucking rattled, and we still almost got to the over. By the way, that was incredible.
Well, let's talk about that. So, okay. We have 26 Germans here that flew all the way. They left Frankfurt as a team. They came from all across country and different countries because there's people from Holland, Switzerland, Austria.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Germany. So it's quite an eclectic group. Mm-hmm. And so they all landed here on Friday. And kind of maybe just walk us through your experience in Edmonton so far.
Okay. We went off the plane and we loved the snow. We loved the coldness because we had no winter in Germany this year. There was rain, it was fog, and it was warm.
Oh,
and that's
depressing.
Yeah, it is. It is
rain and fog all the time.
And we liked the weather, and we were all excited because of the game on Saturday. And we were walking around Rogers Place the whole Saturday and having big ice.
What did you think of Rogers Place?
It's an amazing arena. It's a really amazing arena.
What's the first thing we did when we walked into the arena?
The first thing we did, we went to the souvenir store, the fan shop.
Everyone had to get their Draisaitl jersey.
Looking good, by the way.
It's a beautiful jersey.
Real good.
They are really.
Frank's rocking a third.
I really love the alternative.
Yeah.
So the hat you have.
And the A, right?
Did you get that hat made in Germany?
At the store.
No.
Okay, it was here.
That hat.
I was gonna say you did it it's perfect match.
It's a custom hat.
Okay, I didn't know. So it looks perfect.
It's the one of Oilers talk.
Yeah.
I let it made in Germany, so I brought it over. It's not.
Yeah, that's okay. That's my point. The color of the hat and the color of the jersey.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, man,
he knows what he's doing.
Work.
So, you're in town now for 24 hours, 26 hours ish, because now, when you landed versus when the game started. And what were your thoughts? Because I got to sit back and watch these guys because they're fighting jet lag. Tell me about the game, especially the first two periods.
Okay. We had to fight the jet lag, me personally, most, to be honest. I was very tired. And can I be honest?
Oh, please.
We were shocked in the arena the first period because it was so quiet.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And if you know German hockey, the fans are singing and chanting the whole game. And one of my buddies said, you know what? It's the loudest in the intermissions at Rogers Place.
Oh, my God.
And that's somehow... It's ridiculous. We couldn't believe you can hear. We were at 211.
Yeah.
And we could hear every pass on the ice. That wouldn't be
the
possible.
people in the lower bowl are way too cool to be standing up singing for one. Don't we agree?
Yeah, no.
Going to the
Nobody
game,
in the NHL stands and sings except maybe national.
And we really had the intention to do chants like "Let's go Oilers" and something like that, but it was hard to get going because there was.
What do you think the problem is? What?
It's a cultural thing.
It's a
Like
cultural-
we've
See it from new eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cultural thing. We do have a very passionate fan base for German hockey, and they don't sit; they stand in the stands, and they sing and they chant and they drum, and the others sitting, they are more quiet. But those 1,000, 2,000 people, they are really rocking the show.
Damn it!
And that's what's missing. Yep. And I think if you go to a hockey game in the NHL, you want to be entertained. You want to watch the game. You want a quiet game. You don't think of the players on the ice. You don't think, how do I motivate them? How do I make them play in a better game? It's just you want to be entertained. It's a completely different way of watching a hockey game.
I think there's been like several things that have occurred in North American sports, and it's led to now tickets are in decline, right? So going to a Rogers Place game versus going to a Rexall Place game, the costs increase by 100%. So the people who go to the game shifts.
Yeah.
It's like affluent older people, right? Affluent older people are like, I'll pay $240 to sit
of
here.
course.
I'll
They
have a
can.
prime rib sandwich. I ain't singing or clapping for nobody,
Yeah.
right? Alcohol is extremely expensive. And I'm not saying that you need to have alcohol to have fun.
But it helps.
It fuels.
helps, especially if you made the playoffs 1 year and 14.
Yeah.
The third thing wrong is that the staff at Rogers Place have been clearly instructed to keep that place safe. So when we first moved over there was a new line in the sand of what was good conduct and what was bad conduct, right?
Okay.
And if you can't bang on the glass, like I got an email from a guy. People like to DM me like bullshit that happens to them, right? And I always apologize on behalf of the Oilers for no reason. And he said, I was sitting, I let my kid have my tickets, and I was sitting center ice, lower bowl. And he went to the game and cheered. And the next day, the Oilers phoned me and said, your son was making too much noise in the stands.
Unbelievable.
And the guy was like, what do I do? Because I've paid my money. I love the Oilers, and they're telling me my son is not allowed to cheer.
Yeah, and in Germany, the fans are the 7th player on the ice.
We're not allowed to be.
That helps.
Well,
that
They don't
helps.
want to.
Do we know that this
That's
kid
the
wasn't
true-
being
that
like
helps the team.
belligerent?
That's what home ice advantage is, right? Is your
Yeah.
fans are behind you, providing that energy.
Do we just hold on? Devil's advocate. Do we know that this kid wasn't being a dick and like
and that's
just
my
ruining
point
the
too. Like, we're
experience for
taking one guy's
everybody?
word
No,
for
let's
it.
just. I've
Like-
bet you I've heard 10 stories.
Okay.
Rick goes and screams his face off all the time.
They
at
know
games.
who Rick is, right? And like, I don't know, but just there's lots of stories of people around. You must have heard people being told to shut up by arena people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think you got to think of the team. You have a big penalty kill.
I agree.
You help the team.
I agree.
If you cheer for them.
We used to. It's changed.
It's-
Since
we
we're
only-
not in the
yeah.
new arena, it's changed.
We only activate now in the playoffs. In the old arena, there was that section. It was they were the cheapest seats. They were very high. It was called the gallery, and that was always the rowdy section.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like
We
the
replaced that
nucleus
with the
of the
lows.
vibe.
So you're right.
did.
The playoffs is like standing
No,
up.
I know. I said like shit, like disappointing.
Playoffs, we
yeah.
stand at pretty much the whole game.
Well, we don't stand. We're not standers. We're not standers.
On
We
the
stand-
playoffs?
We stand when they score. No, we're not standers in the playoffs. But we do
I've
get
been
the
to games
chance
where
going.
we're standing for long periods of time.
Oh yeah, I remember
Maybe,
in
but
16,
it's-
17, man. That place, like,
Oh,
as
yeah.
much as we're talking about the atmosphere, and I agree with you. Like the atmosphere in some regular season games, especially in that Columbus game for a Saturday night when you're in the playoff hunt, it was embarrassing. But 16, 17, it was quiet that whole regular season.
Yeah.
But don't you remember how crazy that place was? I
we
remember
activate in the playoffs. There's
Pierre LeBrun, Elliot
Yeah.
Freeman, those guys were like, "This is the loudest rink in the NHL."
Yeah,
again.
that's we're 0 or 100, and that's the thing. We have to be in the playoffs to be 100, and that's the unfortunate thing. So we have to try to work and be better as fans. Because I will give the Oilers credit; they're doing better to kind of make it prompting us to try to get and be more loud. But like we also have to participate and make that decision.
There's also a lot of Oilers fans that haven't in their adult lifetime seen really any playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
So if you have a couple years of playoffs and that excitement can go into next year. Do you remember the year after the 06 Cup run how Patrick Steffen in the first game of the next season missed the open net, or one of the first few games of the season?
No.
And he was skating in a very famous play, empty net, plays for Dallas, and the puck hops off his stick and he misses an open net, and somehow the Oilers were able to score.
Yeah, Marchand put it to center to Jarrett Stoll, who put it over to a streaking Hemsky, and Hemsky scored.
And it was like the after effect and the after echo of the 06 Cup run was still happening next year.
Okay.
We haven't had that to draw from in such a long time now, I would argue. Like
yeah.
You know, a couple of years behind the playoffs, it'll get better.
As we adopt a winning culture and then we actually feel like it's legit. I think that'll at least give us a little bit of foundation to kind of lift things off. But that game, holy shit, was those first 2.5, like the first 50 minutes of that game was horrific.
So yeah, were you guys falling asleep in the stands for the first 2 periods?
They were sitting back and they were just quiet. I could just see them.
Nobody fell asleep. I can.
Their eyes were watering over.
Me personally, I had to fight my eyes in the third period.
So what did you drink to fight your eyes?
Nothing.
Oh no,
no,
not even like a coffee Bailey's.
We're on the mission to get you a Dr. Pepper, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's got to try Dr. Pepper.
I have a big problem. I'm a non-alcoholic.
That's not a big problem.
That's a good problem.
A big problem is I'm a Calgary Flames fan. You can be a non-alcoholic. That's all good.
Don't just get him a Dr. Pepper, but also go to 7-Eleven and get him a Dr. Pepper Slurpee.
Ooh, yeah.
Because Dr. Pepper Slurpees are the greatest things in the world.
They're the best flavor.
They're staying at
by
crash.
far. Hey, yeah.
Mm.
But I think so far, like the first we won. That's all that matters.
Yes,
and there was at least excitement for about 3 minutes there. Connor McDavid scored.
Yeah.
There was no Leon Draisaitl points yet, but we know we've got a lot of hockey to watch. But I think one of the fun things when everyone kind of like these guys they're all and women. It's an eclectic group, like I said. They're fighting jet lag, but they are here. They're on vacation. Like they are here to have fun. So we all went to the Pint.
Did you like the Pint?
I liked it a lot, but my other buddies, they liked it more.
A lot. You can go to the Pint and have a non-alcoholic night. You can watch chaos.
Yeah, I watched.
So we got there. Rick took care of us. Had a couple cooler pops. That was fun. And we sat at the table. All of a sudden, it's just like it was. They all stood up at once, and they're like, "Okay, we're going to the dance floor." So they all just like stormed the dance floor, and then hung out there all night. And then I requested 99 red balloons.
Oh, and I saw that Insta.
Oh yeah, they were just going crazy for it. But they just stood out and hung out the dance floor and drank all night. Like they're a fucking phenomenal time. And that's got a German.
Does it suck that the most famous German song is 99 Red Balloons?
Oh, Du Hast?
Yeah. Well, I asked them which song to request. They told me that, so.
Rammstein.
But I haven't heard that song for years.
It's a good song. It's a bumper.
We'll get that to play tonight.
One of the charming things about Edmonton is that we don't get a lot of visitors. Right?
Yeah.
So like Jay's really taking it upon himself to try and really build this tourism side of things, which I think is really cool, right?
He's doing an amazing job.
When you're at the Pint and the dance floor gets stormed by German people and they're having a good time, it changes the vibe in the room. Right?
Really?
The other, for sure. And one thing, because we hadn't traveled a lot, he and I, then we started traveling a lot, like maybe in the last 10 years and going and being backpackers, right?
Okay.
And you realize that like, if there's 2,000 Swedish people in Helsinki, and they're going out to party, it isn't just about people in Helsinki having fun. It's about like a community of people, right? Okay. So having you guys at the Pint, having been to the Pint 10 million times and never seen a German person in my life, is really cool, right? It's really cool that the Oilers are something that's like bringing you guys over here and bringing us together, right? We have a lot more in common than we don't. Right?
That's my impression. Everybody is so excited to have Germans in the town, and that's so nice about it because everyone's so nice. Oh, you're the Germans. And when we left the arena, one asked me, "Are you one of the Germans?" And I said, "Yes, I am." "Oh, it's great to have you here." And I said, "How do you know that I'm German?" "Oh, I read on Twitter that you are in the arena," and that was nice. It's just nice to be around here.
There are places that have had too much tourism, right? You go there and they're like, "Okay, get out of here, man. I want your money, but I don't want
Edmonton's
it."
not.
We've never had any tourism,
Yeah.
so we just think it's fantastic. Right?
Yeah, it's so fun to walk around with the guys. "Oh, the Germans!" Are just chanting the group's name, wanting to take photos. Especially even today, like all the media.
Yeah.
They wanted to.
Yeah, tell them about who came and saw you guys.
Okay, where to begin? Tommy G came by as always, handsome Tom.
Our favorite Louis
DeBrusque.
Louis.
Yeah, came and said hi. He was happy to see all the 2-9 jerseys because that was his old number.
The king of the puns.
Gene spent a lot of time with the guys.
Did he?
He was pumped. I think he did an interview with Bjorn, I think.
Yeah.
Reed came by, Reed Wilkins from 630 Ched. And then at the end, Jack Michaels.
The man.
Which was super cool for these guys because if they're not watching the game, they're streaming it with the radio while they're driving or whatever. So like to see Jack in person, who's been a voice.
I
in
can't
their
even
head.
get 630 Ched to stream clearly when I'm driving down 50th Street in Capilano, and these guys
clear
can
on
get
the
it
Autobahn.
crystal
Crystal clear on the Autobahn,
driving down. Yeah.
Internet helps.
Yeah.
Well, I wish I could get that because when I'm listening to that, I just
You can't get the
flip
internet?
out.
Maybe that's why
In
you
my
don't
truck?
know when
Too
Leon.
bad, Chalmers.
You can't get the internet on your phone in your truck.
No, that's why I watch the game. Yeah. So I stream it on Shaw and I watch it.
Stream it on the Oilers
which is
app.
hugely
Chat.
dangerous.
I mean, Jack Michaels, he's a legend because
Yeah.
2 years ago I was listening to the games. I didn't watch them. And he's just amazing.
What do you think of Bob?
Bob's Bob.
Jack is a
That
Jack,
is 100% the correct thing to say.
Jack is a
Bob's
legend.
Bob,
They
man.
know Bob's
Bob's
Bob
Bob.
in Germany. They know it in Germany.
Funny.
Oh, it's
that's
so good.
Jay and I have talked about it.
Oh, we've had some
privately,
great.
and we'll keep that private.
We've had some great chats, but it's amazing though
so
how plugged in like this whole
it's
group
just
is so.
these guys are more
knowledgeable.
committed to hockey than I am, guaranteed.
Oh, it's honestly for me like you like I hope you guys are having fun, but for me it's equally as fun because I get to watch and consume Edmonton through your eyes, which is just so invigorating, right? It's so fun, and that's why we love doing this stuff because we're engaging with people with. And creating, building these relationships and get to meet such great people just around a team that we love. And it's crazy when it's, you're talking to a bunch of Germans that have a completely different upbringing
know
and live in a
Bob's
different
Bob,
world.
though.
Yeah.
Who know
Right?
Bob's Bob.
Like,
So
we
what?
know
Yeah,
Bob's
and
Bob.
it's
You know Bob's
It's a
Bob.
huge connection point, and I feel it right now. But like, what? So other than hockey, what is the one? Like, what is something that you go to Finland and you do the spa thing?
Oh, sauna.
The sauna.
Yeah.
When you come, like, what's the next best thing other than something hockey related that you've
So
done?
I'm
here
hosting
so
a
far?
group of Edmonton Oilers fans, hockey fans to Germany. What are we going to do culturally
In Germany?
in Germany?
No, here.
What? Oh, no, in here? Oh,
I'm
sorry.
saying
Oh,
here. Yeah, no, here. No, I related it to the Finns taking you to the sauna.
Oh, okay.
What other than just hockey related stuff is he doing in this city?
We're going curling on Wednesday.
Crestwood?
That is fucking awesome.
Crestwood Curling Club?
Have you ever curled
Shamrock.
before?
Shamrock.
I've curled before
Yeah.
because at that rink, at that ice arena the military had, there was a curling arena beside
Awesome.
it. And I was there once and I loved it. It's great.
Yeah, so we're going to teach them all to curl on Wednesday. Some guys are going to rent a car and head to the mountains, I think, on Thursday.
Jasper.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, they're going to go to Jasper. They want to see some wildlife, so that's pretty cool. And then other than that, like, it's funny because, like, there's a lot of, like, Twitter relationships with this group with a lot of people from Edmonton. So like they're like some are going to dinner at some person's house and legit this because they're Twitter
Get
friends.
outta here.
No, it's
so
crazy.
awesome.
Yeah,
Like it's insane the
That's
community.
the guy we met at Cologne.
Yeah.
He and his wife. And we were in the Brauhaus after the game and had lots of fun.
That's the first time that two people in a brew house, which I'm guessing is a beer house,
Beer house.
where everybody's drinking, and you're like, "We got to come see me in Edmonton," and then all of a sudden, hey,
did.
you did. You came.
Yeah,
you came and saw him, and you actually got in touch.
That's great. But at the moment, I have to thank Oilersnations for everything they do for us on the trip, organize the trip, and everything you do for us going around
it's
the
good
town.
stuff.
Buddy, honestly, it's our pleasure. Like
We really appreciate that. We were so excited.
you guys get to get more access than we could ever dream of. Like, you think if I asked to go to a pregame skate, they would say yes?
You're like, I
It
got
was so
26.
funny when
Like, it's a different
Jay
problem.
posted the other night, "See, Mom, I made it."
Yeah.
When he was on the photo taken by the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah,
and
we
posted.
infiltrated it on the Oilers account. We got on there, Dan
It's
and
about time, eh?
I was like, fuck it, we're getting the photo. And the group's like, hell yeah, you are. And so that was a
liked
big
it.
moment. Well, that's a big moment for me. That's the thing. Like,
okay.
you guys are living my best life, is what you're doing.
You're
which
helping
is-
him live his best
Which is
life.
just great. Well, Surveyor Brett so we did that group photo at the pregame skate today, and Surveyor Brett isolated my face, and you just see that I'm so like happy. He's like, this guy's so excited. I'm like, oh fuck, like, I could never come and do these things. And then
Yeah, why not?
man, you guys make it so fun. Like, that pregame skate was fun. They're doing chants and they're applauding the Zamboni driver for
It
brushing
doesn't
the
matter.
ice.
It doesn't matter where you live. You can live in New York. You can live on the moon. At some point in your life, you feel like your hometown's the most boring place in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to be fortunate enough to be able to go other places,
Agreed.
see that it isn't, and then come home. There's a lot of people in Edmonton who don't get that opportunity, right? So it's like Edmonton's at like the upper reaches of a small city still, where you're like, I didn't have to move to Toronto. There aren't a lot of people from Toronto moving here. In fact, there isn't a lot of people moving in here out. It is growing. But I think that seeing the city through someone's eyes who's excited to be here when a lot of people around maybe aren't, it's very refreshing. It's really awesome. It makes me enjoy it.
And it's a
more,
nice
too.
city. I had a beautiful walk yesterday down to the river, over the Black Bridge, taking the football under the Black Bridge, and then walking down to the Millennium Bridge on the other side of the river. I really enjoyed it. The new snow,
is good,
the
yeah.
coldness, it's
That's
very
wicked.
tiring.
And you guys are going to the game tonight?
Yeah. What's your prediction for tonight, Frank?
Yeah,
Tell
let's
me.
do it.
What are you feeling?
the prediction is a win. I don't know how it's going to be, but it's going to be
Your
a win.
Chuck winning and over?
And I'm pretty sure that Leon's having a great game after
I think,
after the slump he had.
Hammer the Leon Draisaitl shot prop.
a shot prop for
over
sure.
2.5 shots for Leon. Yeah, it should be a good one. I don't know if we're releasing this one until today or tomorrow, just because we had another podcast go up earlier today. But either way, your prediction, I'm hoping it's right. Hopefully the Oilers get a win here.
Yeah, and I just want to thank you guys for coming. Like, this is just something, like, if it wasn't for Dan,
being on the show.
Oh, fun. And thanks for coming on the show.
Great.
Like, if it wasn't for Dan, like, this is what's so cool. Dan goes to Germany. He meets a few of you, a bunch of you, and then all of a sudden, you know, a great conversation comes out of it saying, let's all come to Edmonton and have some fun. And, you know, for me, like, I'm a passionate Edmontonian, and it's just super cool to see a big group of Germans. And you're seeing that the city thinks it's crazy. And the city's really put it on for you.
26 people. People are like, holy shit.
But I think that's cool. Like, there's like a little impact, but
it's amazing with the talk of the town. I have the feeling that. Just
well, we've been talking about you coming now for 3 months.
Well, and because the Oilers are doing so well right now, and everybody's excited, and like, there's a lot of shitty fucking news out there. So when all of a sudden, 26 Germans want to travel from Germany to come see the top scorer in the league, which is a German player who plays for our team, you know, it's something to feel good about, something to get behind. So
he's the pride in both our hearts, right?
Yeah.
Leon, we love him just as much as you guys do.
Well, and they've rubbed off on me so hard. I bought a Draisaitl jersey on Saturday.
What color?
I went white.
Oh, nice.
That's my for
And
the
it
playoffs.
looks shit hot.
and
I'm
you look
excited.
good.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited.
Equipment, though, right?
You gotta worry.
You're gonna wear a white jersey. You can't drink red sourpuss. You can't get into silly string.
No more blue hypnotic.
No him.
Yeah, I got to be very careful. That's why I'm not wearing it. I'm only wearing it for the game. I have it with me right now, and I want to wear it. But it, like, you saw me, I eat lunch, and I like to wear a lot of my lunch while I eat it. So
you got it.
They know that in Germany.
You got to see him eat lunch, did you? That's worth coming over here.
I'll tell you just a fun thing. Fun. We had so much fun at the Pint on Saturday that
You took him for a donaire?
I let them on I left them on the dance floor because they're having too much fun, and I went home, and I guess I was a chatty Cathy in my sleep.
Yeah, you tend to do that.
Yeah, we talked about it specifically a few shows ago, but you weren't here. So
you were
No, it was the Vegas show.
I was yapping a lot.
Yeah. I wonder
Are we
what
gonna
you
get someone? Are we gonna? Do we know what?
Aren't you worried about what you're saying? Some secrets might come out.
I know it's very. Who knows what I might announce?
When you wake up and she's mad at you in the morning.
I was very sweary.
Yeah.
This time. And sometimes I got a vulgar tongue, Frank, and I speak if I drink, I talk in my sleep.
Okay.
Just so you know. So
It's a bad combo.
This is our podcast. This is
this
what we
is
talk
usually
about.
what we talk about.
Well, this is
what we do.
Well, here's why Frank is here. Obviously, we wanted to have someone from the trip on. Of course, we always do. But Frank asked on Friday night, so we had like the kind of just acclimatization night where land, check in the hotel, go to the Pint, eat, have a few drinks, and then get to bed. And Frank's like, I'd like to go on one of your podcasts. So I was like, oh well. On radio with Dan. He's like, no, I want to tell the real life one. Like,
Thank you.
yeah, like it's not about. I'm like, beautiful. It'd be an honor.
and one's too stats driven.
Well, I know, but it's very team specific. So maybe we'll have Bjorn or something on that one.
Yeah.
Frank wanted to come talk real life with us.
I think I'm not good enough for the other podcast.
Oh,
because
fuck.
Wait a minute. You think this is the worst of the two?
Frank's done interviews with who now? This is like Frank's 5th interview of the day.
Busy medium.
Is it really?
Oh, he's working it.
No.
That's what I'm saying. These guys are now Edmonton royalty because all
exaggerating.
the media. Oh fuck! I watched all the media walk by and be like, "Oh, is this the Dream Group?" And then they like stay and like hang out with you. And then I'm getting sent texts and DMs saying, "Thanks for lining that up, Jay." I'm like, "What? Okay."
Hey, take the credit.
Yeah, fuck, big salad me.
Well, media guys need stories, and we are a story at the moment.
Oh, you're a great story.
Great story.
Thank
For
you.
tonight, I'm going to the game. When I wear my black Oilers jersey, they're 7-0. Or do I wear Leon tonight to support the
But
Germans?
I thought, but
It's also the girlfriend,
yeah, your
because we have
fiancé.
matching jerseys.
Don't waste a 7-0 jersey right now.
On the
need it.
on the nights.
What did you wear on
nights, not
Saturday?
that.
Me and her were our matching black and white jerseys, like we have for all 7 games, and they haven't lost.
So I think I can speak on behalf of the Germans here. It's about the win.
Exactly,
Okay.
and only about the win.
True.
All right.
Leon has enough supporters in the
Don't worry.
stands.
On section 211, there's going to be about 900 Leon Draisaitl jerseys worn.
All right, there you go.
This is the exact moment you don't wear the black one. Just so you know.
Oh shit! Now, but
fuck
don't
off,
cause
Chalmers.
doubt now.
Just saying.
Because it doesn't matter
here we
what
go.
he does. He's fucked.
Chalmers has only had bad takes on this podcast.
I am betting on the Knights now.
Guy.
I'm betting on the Knights now.
There's one thing: the team is bigger than any single game.
You just made it. You said shutout. You just made it a big deal.
I don't believe in jinxes. Shutout, shutout, shutout. Who cares?
Fuck, I thought we were gonna win.
You
that
probably said
roast game
shut
on
out.
Saturday.
Gentlemen, we have a
Nothing.
guest here, and
Yeah.
he's here international.
Well, now he's.
and if you can't behave yourselves, he's going to go back
And
home
you're going to wear the
say,
jersey back-to-back
Should've
games?
gone on the
Man,
other
you are
podcast.
testing it. You are testing it, boy.
Damn
But
right.
that's the whole point of a streak. You gotta
like
keep
It's
riding
only,
it till
but it's only
done.
seven. It's only
I like
seven
it, bro.
wears, man.
It's okay.
But that's pretty good. 7-0
wins.
is
In
pretty
how long
good.
though? Like this year?
Yeah.
7-0 in 10 games. I wish I could go on a
One
run
game
like
last
that.
year, 6 games this year.
My Connor jersey that's black and white went 0-2, and now it's a decoration in my house.
Good.
Because I don't need
Better
that
be,
drama.
better be.
I don't
And my-
need to bring that drama to
And
the
my
arena.
white dry is 1-0, so I'm definitely rolling tonight. I even got a new freshly minted Ethan Bear jersey, and that thing is not getting touched.
How many
unless it
jerseys
needs
do you
it.
have now?
Well, I got a little crazy. These guys, I'm hanging out with them, and they activate the fan in me, and I was just excited.
When you start to need money, you can start selling me one.
We're rejuvenating.
Well,
Yeah.
but it's funny because I remember I'm
Rejuvenated.
seeing Edmonton and I'm acting as an Oilers fan through their eyes
I mean,
and
a
their
little
excitement.
A little foresight would be to have a Leon jersey when you met them for the first time on, but you know, whatever.
No, I think it was
Get
a
it 2
bigger
days
impact.
later.
I think it was a better impact to have them see how they, influenced me to buy a Drysdale jersey. I think that was
get it.
because when I did it and I showed the back, anyone I was like, yeah.
To be honest, he's right.
Now, just-
I couldn't
just
believe it. He's
Wrong again.
I couldn't believe it. He's buying a shirt, a sweater in the shop. And are you buying a sweater in the shop?
Yeah.
Did you notice that he was also wearing Uggs?
Yeah.
What
did.
are
Oh,
your thoughts?
Frank's on Team Uggs.
Oh, no, Frank.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Frank's on Team
no.
Uggs because he
No, no,
even
no, no,
okay.
let
No,
Frank-
ask him.
Let,
Ask
let
him.
Frank
Yeah.
diss you.
Yeah, you put words in his mouth.
or Uggs on his feet. What did you think of those Uggs?
It's okay.
No, that doesn't sound
What
exactly like
did you
Team
have to
Uggs.
say? What did you have to say about them? You said something very
He
articulate.
didn't want to hurt your feelings.
No.
What did I say? I told you about the TV show.
Yeah.
The Wrench.
Yeah.
Sam Elliott.
Yeah.
Wearing Uggs.
The Wrench?
Giving-
The Ranch.
The Wrench.
Oh, the ranch.
Giving Ashton Kutcher shit for wearing Uggs all the time, and then they gave him to him as a present.
I thought you were going to help
and
me there.
he
I
loved
thought-
his Uggs.
I
at
thought
the
you were
end.
going to one time the past.
That
Just for
scene was
Frank-
that scene was a
I'm
joke.
trying to be polite.
Frank told me though, you mock them until you wear them because once you wear them, you can never
believe it.
mock,
They're just slippers that are boots.
buddy. Fucking try a pair, man. It's
It's like putting your foot up.
What is that? The fourth thing I've been wrong? You like Uggs too, or something? I
sheep's
hear
ass.
you.
I'm not anti-Ugg.
Well,
What?
yeah. I was getting ripped online for the Uggs.
Yes,
Yeah.
I helped.
It was good.
I took
yeah,
the
they're
photo.
awful.
I took the photo, put it on Insta,
So
and I
the-
was like, let's do this.
I assume they're not very popular.
Just with Jay. He's very fashion forward.
Okay.
yeah.
I just don't understand how one wears slippers that are leather that soak up water in this type of climate.
They don't soak
sponges
up
it just
water.
doesn't
They
make any
repel, man.
sense.
They're water
My f-
wicking.
My feet
Water
never get
wicking.
wet, and they're toasty warm. And Saturday was an Ugg night because
See,
it was.
and there's another thing. I hate warm feet. Can't stand them. Don't need them.
You rather have freezing cold feet?
I would wear my slipper. I would wear my sandals right now if I could.
You're
All
My feet would get all wet.
So Chalmers is
Why can't
having
you?
a upside
But
down
he would
day.
get all wet. I don't like wet feet. I don't
we're
mind.
grocery
He doesn't
bags
like
on your
Connor
feet.
McDavid. He doesn't like warm feet.
You are having an upside down day.
Things
right.
are little sixes and sevens.
Is this? I think this is like because you're like 2 weeks into quitting smoking. And it's like a new milestone.
This is a month. Today's a month.
Is it a month?
Today is a month.
Congratulations.
That's
Isn't that
good.
great?
You
Quit
quit smoking a month ago.
1 month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
my
you know
voice
what?
has never sounded
Why
worse.
he's so irritable.
Kudos to you, Chalmers. That takes
Keep it
that
up.
takes
Keep
some
it
will.
up.
yeah,
keep it up.
man. It's
Keep it
been
up.
actually pretty fucking
Remember
easy,
your
to be
check
honest.
when Chalmers used to smoke and he had hot takes?
Yeah, hey,
Now
now
he
he's
doesn't
going to be
smoke.
mellow.
And
now
I'm
he
drinking
also
Red
hot.
Bulls. This fucking
no
life
hot takes.
sucks.
Yeah, no fun Chalmers now. It's like fun Bobby, who's only fun when he's drunk.
Yeah, that's you.
I just
Could be,
need to
that
be-
could also be me, actually.
Yeah.
yeah,
The
you
only
think?
time I had fun with you were drunk. I was also drunk too, so maybe I could tolerate.
So are you
that.
guys gonna? So tonight, what's the plan? What's the plan for the game for the Germans?
Yeah, we're
win.
gonna we're yeah. Well,
Besides,
obviously to win.
we know we're gonna-
congregating.
we
at
know we're gonna
4:30.
lose if he
We're
wears
going
that black jersey.
We're gonna go to a fine Edmonton establishment to gather our thoughts and come up with a game plan. Then we're gonna walk back over to the stadium.
Nice.
Hopefully it's nice enough because it was too cold on Saturday. Maybe you stop by the Wayne Gretzky statue, get some photos, maybe,
Going to rob the store again?
and then go rob the store again. Thank you. What's Amanda? But what's her Twitter handle?
Irrational, Amanda.
Irrational. Thank you, Irrational Amanda, for setting the Germans up.
Oh, it is going to be
thanks a lot.
beautiful for your walk
They
tonight.
appreciate it very much. Yeah, we're gonna go storm the store early, catch the pregame skate,
Yes.
cheer on to victory, and then we're gonna take you to Studio 99
And have a party.
and have a party, and then obviously gonna go pop over to the pint. See
And
what's
this time
shaking.
we're going to have a party without jet lag.
And no
What's
Yeah,
Studio 99?
the bar in the arena.
Yeah.
Oh, Which one? Just hold on. The one in Ford Hall. That one, like way up there.
Yeah, up top.
Up top in the building. It's not in Ford Hall. It's in the building. It's in the rink.
Oh, where?
It's like on the loge level.
I'm starting to wonder if this is Chalmers. He didn't know when Leon Draisaitl was born.
Have I been there?
He's been abducted by aliens.
I've been there.
Oh, I don't know.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
I'm squeaking again.
This is the one with the big 99 at the door when you walk in?
That couldn't be it. You couldn't be the one with the big Wayne Gretzky signature
in my head.
You can see from across the arena. That's not Studio 99.
All right.
Yeah, we got to wrap this up.
Yeah,
We've got
Frank, go.
Frank's got some fellow Germans that are sitting upstairs, been waiting for us for an hour and 20 minutes.
Stomping on the floor. They're getting rowdy.
It's an honor, sir, to have you in our city. And thank you. We hope to see you again. Thank you for coming on the show.
Once again, guys, quickly before we wrap up the podcast today, some love to the fine folks over at Japa as pipeline work kicks off in Alberta. Japa Machinery Group has new and used 36 and 47-ton excavators for rent. If you're down in Vegas right now and you happen to be at Con Expo 2020, go find them. They're at the XCMG booth. And don't forget, if you want to win some of the pens, if you want to hear why Bag Milk loves them so much, head over to their social media right now, Instagram and Twitter, different ways to win. All right. Thanks for listening to episode 162 of Real Life. Big thanks to Frank for showing up, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Great job on making it through the entire hour of the Real Life podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you get your podcast from.